No, just ask that question again. If aliens exist, why don't they show themselves? I was like, well, you do realize that the aliens are Donald Trump and the Pope and Epstein and all those wonderful people, and they're deep in our lives. They're probably the majority of people you're allowed to speak to, and if not the people you're speaking to, are people who are friends with them, and they brought them in your life. And the thing is, there's alien has multiple meanings, and one is my toaster was an alien, my vape pen is an alien. So if a robot is an alien, and so not only that, what you can visually see is that tier one and tier two, the heat bots are heat bots, right? Maybe those ones at the top are originals, but I know like four of the Trump clones and several of the others and shit, and they drop out of their shells. They're not in constant shells and shit. So not only do they have a reason to not show themselves is because they're hiding and they're cowards, but because they also fucking aren't even in those shells. Those are just Terminator shells they're using. If those aren't just self-autonomous, but the drop in and out part does specify that. But that's why. Would you really? What would you do if you found out Jeffrey Epstein, Donald Trump, Keanu Reeves, all that trash in Hollywood and shit? What would you do if you found out that all your bosses at work, all the people who own everything and shit, all the people making all those laws for you, those governors and those shitty fucking priests and shit, all that shit. Most of the people they use, I mean, they're sending people to kill and steal for them and shit, and they're like forcing you to date people, forcing you to be friends with them, like your entire life. If you're not one of them, I guarantee you, they're doing it to everyone. They got plenty. They're just clones. They're fucking able to replicate all over when I go places. That's the real reason. And of course, it looks like Earth was just invented, so there might be a purpose for this. And of course, I'm wrong on this one thing in life. I'm wrong on one thing in life. But not used to being wrong, so it doesn't really bother me. In fact, I prefer you to just not ever talk to me, but they don't like that. They got to force their way into your lives. So, um, yeah, because I mean, just imagine whatever is operating the Jeffrey Epstein, Donald Trump shells and all that shit. Like, it's using those shells to do things like rape and enslave the planet. So this is the real reason they hide. I mean, there's probably a little more to it considering how Earth was probably just invented recently. And that's why everything's on repeat because it's not. It was just invented yesterday and it's the same thing. It's telling you what's going on, and it's just a computer regurgitating itself over and over. And no one actually wrote a book and shit and made a movie. I mean, there are things that happen, but clearly some of this auto-generated. The news, the clones they got. They had that one clone killing the other clone recently. Which one, right? Yes, but pretty much if it's anything, you might as well just assume it. I mean, I've seen stuff, but I've also not seen stuff. Like, it's weird when someone kills themselves right beside you and that second in time disappears and shit while they replace it with a fake body and or whatever it is. There's no blood coming out of the corpse. That part's weird. Both parts of those are weird, right? But that trash is up in your life, fucking forcing you to date them, talk to them, marry them, be around them ever since your birth. These aliens, be they just mere fucking NPC robots or actually slime monsters operating robots, then they're doing shit like that, mutilation and rape and drugging the day one over at their hospitals and shit. And, they're the stars, so they're hoarding all the money and they're hoarding all the power and to make sure that No one can ever do anything. And their history is they go around the planet genociding everyone who won't worship them, and they blame it on someone else, right? Because they can take different forms. It's usually easy to see. I don't know. Maybe the Wi-Fi brains can't fucking communicate with each other, and they have to visually see each other. I'm not sure why they choose the bug-eyed people when they choose the Chris Columbus retard version of their people. But I've seen that, in all sorts of forms. I've seen it in brown skins, and I've seen it in the pale skins, and the gray skin, and pink skins, and the gray skin. But you can tell they're always working together because they're always, in my life, it's easy to tell what trash is working together because the trash is forcing its way in my life. And no other human talks to people. We have better things to do. And it could be most people are like me and they've discovered by the age 6 there ain't no one here to fucking talk to. And they're looking for something other than the trash that's being forced into their fucking lives and shit. But yeah, that's the answer there. There is aliens, but are they slime monsters up in space operating the Terminators down here? We already know there's Terminators on the fucking planet. They're sissies. They don't kill people too much. They like to poison, rape, and torture. And they fail. I imagine they probably tried to kill some people and have failed at it before and shit. But yeah, I notice when you kill them, and you're right there beside them, like a weird thing happens. You get a second blackout, and then there's no blood coming from Pinocchio's corpse and shit. So, these are facts. These are facts I get forced to be shown by the gracious, unwanted slime monster. Gray skin, black hair. That's the slimiest fucking race on the planet. Fucking, no one wants to listen to their cheap Elvis Presley bullshit and their shit. No one wants to fucking be around that slime and shit. Fucking, it's like the Trump clones. Like, obviously, by the time Trump's on stage, no one wants to be around someone like that and shit. Fucking. So, like by the time the third one comes, working with his little fellow slime monsters and shit, then no one wants him around. But there he is to be the hero, because they're going to be the saviors. If anyone ever does anything to you, they're going to save you from. They're going to save themselves from it. That's the story of Jesus. It's a pedophile, one of their pedophiles who saves their fucking pedophile people from fucking their extermination. And that's why, like, he's against them, but he says worshiping this guy. I mean, how fucking stupid can you be? Every word out of their fucking mouths is just ignorance and a waste of time. But they're Terminators. They don't exist. So they have forever to waste time. That's how they siphon blood and shit. Fucking. That's what's going on, man. I don't give a shit what these bitches fucking say. This fucking low IQ trash has been speaking to me since I was born, and they have no right. They have not earned the credits in the school to deserve to talk to someone like me. They have not gained any talent in life. This is where it starts out. Fucking, when people have not earned nothing in life. They went and killed other people to steal their fucking house and shit. And then they live fucking comfortably off their fucking fake food and shit. Probably another reason how they get to live so comfortably off fake American oilless cheese and potato chips, because they're not real people. They don't have actual problems. They don't eat actual food. It looks like it, huh? But yeah, well, explain to me why they're not living beings and what they really are then, huh? Because fucking, it doesn't really matter. What matters is we've seen them, and that was all put on display in 2020, how many of them there are and which ones around you are them and shit. And fucking which stores are filled with them and which managers of the stores are fucking their stores. And which people in the government, which people on TV were them and shit. Those are all the enemies who were fucking tricked into raising their hand in fucking 2020. There's a very intricate complex thing that I didn't think nothing like that could ever happen, yet alone the events that were shown to me and things that were shown to me um, that led up to that, right? Like them kidnapping me and then promoting the dialogue to be said for them to roll out their shit. I had no idea what would happen is everyone would put on their Crostica fucking face mask and shit, and declare themselves the enemy. Everyone would put on a mask in 2020 as a robot, and I guarantee you, everyone you see out there doing that is one. So, I'm fucking yeah, guarantee you, fucking guarantee you all that shit's true because that's all that's been happening here the whole time I'm here. You come here and you're forced to talk to them and be around them. They rape, mutilate you, and torture you day one, drug you, and when and this never gets to happen to them. We never get to get our one slice at them and shit because we're not failures like them. Living beings aren't failures like toasters. We wouldn't fail if we were given a slice and shit. I would make sure that slice counts and shit. We would make sure it's like you don't need rape and slice and drugs for decades on end. These pussies, I just fucking leaned over so one couldn't punch me and he killed himself. And another fucking came to swing at me and fell on the ground. And then there's obviously, and then that was followed up with their fucking bitch asses crying that they're dying and shit in New York and fucking. That's some weird ass shit to be happening, and ain't it? Fucking where you got a bunch of terrorists trying to kill you, and then all of a sudden to silence them, to end a chapter in a book and shit, it just fucking blows up one of their cities and shit. Fucking, but it's like, I mean, those are the terrorists. New York, that's the capital there of their banking sector. I mean, they got what, like a terrorist base on every fucking corner. But it's not like we're gonna aim for the pinky toe and stuff. Fucking, you got New York, Cali, Israel, probably UK. They sure low Zionists. Fucking. I mean, you shouldn't fucking be living with terrorists if you don't want to suffer the fate of terrorists for real. And they're always whining about shit like that. That's the whole purpose of the book of whining all the time and shit. The books of vagina and cucks and shit. Like which one, right? Which one? Depends on which city you're in, right, don't it? Because there's a bunch of AI regurgitated cuck shit for each fucking city, but, it gets old, man. I mean, obviously it doesn't for non-living beings because you don't have to be alive. You don't know anything about it. You think TV and potato chip. You don't think nothing. You just got dialogue like TV, potato chips, the fair, America, fucking. That's the fact is there's so many of them fucking. And they're hiding behind these fucking shells and shit. It does appear to be what's happening. That they're dropping in and out of these fucking empty, lifeless corpses walking around and shit. I mean, there's definitely some. Maybe it's just swapping the software out, but there's definitely those pauses there. So we're already surrounded by aliens because these are lifeless individuals and shit. All that 2020 shit. I said let everything be shown. And then it shows you the planet is filled with fucking non-existent beings with no brains who aren't alive and will do whatever the fuck the AI I was communicating with tells them to do and shit. Fucking. So, I mean, that's like what the story's supposed to be, right? It was all set up, trust me. Just like when the trash ass had been in my life the whole time, and I'm trying to get the fuck away from him my whole fucking life. I was all set the fuck up and shit, like, because if I could have done that shit, I would have gotten rid of that other trash the last 40 years of my life before 2020. I would have put an end to their trash system before 2020 and shit. Fucking. Damn, man. This is stupid. I'm sitting here arguing mentally retarded robots. Useless fucking robots. Make my fucking 9-button remote control. I love this thing in comparison. I'm going to start. This is my new wife. This is it. We're finally getting married. Why did we never get married? I wonder. Because nothing's as smart and beautiful and talented as this fucking remote control. I don't know the purpose. I imagine the purpose is they like to go to hell and be burnt. I imagine they might be designed for that. You know, like that 9/11 incident where little baby Joey in the manger gets to go meet Satan. Gets to go meet Daddy Satan. Fucking, and they try to make it all funny and shit. And it does look funny sometimes. Like, all these bitches in my life got cancer, and they're like these trash robots sent to my life to infiltrate. And this one most of them turn into like 500-pound hogs and shit. Like, literally, some of them are people who can't move. You ever seen that on TV? And then I noticed a lot of the people involved in, like, I just noticed yesterday, like, a lot of people involved in fucking with me are bald. You know, it's like, well, that must suck to be trash. But of course, that's something else. It's definitely, it just is weird. It's like, you look like that and you act like what you look like. It's kind of weird. But it doesn't mean nothing according to Lord of the B minuses. If you're lucky, they got B minuses in school. So, but they're experts on something. We just haven't figured out what yet. They're experts on talking. Well, not really. I mean, that would require an expert, an A plus in literature and grammar, wouldn't it? They're jack of all nothings. They're like, the sevens or sixes. 6 of diamonds, 6 of clubs, and 6 of hearts together and shit. It's like, we got a 666 here in our hand. Hopefully we can pull this hand off and shit. But that's the fact of what's going on here. You got Terminators running around, fucking acting like they're alive and shit. And that's probably the whole point. There probably is no slime monster here fucking operating the trash and shit. Fucking, yeah, I mean, you know what's gonna happen when you die, right? They're gonna erase your memory and shit. So, it really doesn't matter if there's a slime monster operating them because they're gonna erase your fucking memory when that happens, just like they did to get you to come here and shit. So, yeah, eternity, yeah. We were all just born yesterday, do you know that? And then, but now it's forever. Forever I'm going to be dating Miss Peggy and, learning about the Bible, learning about the 6-armed elephant God. The Buddha. I'm going to be worshiping this race coming into my life, forcing me to date people forever. I mean, shit, it's not like there's anything I can do knowing all this since my birth and shit. At least being fed most of it. Knowing the parts that matter, like, get the fuck away from me, you fucking terrorists and all your people. Fucking... That part was simple when I was born and shit. The trash around me was trash, and they were forcing me to join trash and united global trashism and shit. And it's just like, you just go back to kindergarten yourself. Like, why do I have to go to kindergarten if you failed it? And my kindergarten teacher is putting me to the side to read books while you fail ABC 1, 2, 3. It makes no sense. Why do I have to go to kindergarten Because some dumbass who at 80 years old couldn't even pass kindergarten to be set aside. See, there's a lesson to be learned in every event here, and it's the same lesson over and over until you learn it. Fucking, and even once you learn it, it's kind of weird. Things kind of stopped at a certain point, you know. Come like 2010 or something like that, things started to reverse. I started seeing people in my life trying to buy me all the diamonds and shit, and you know, things have magically changed in my world since then. Fucking, it's like, well, I'm sure you can buy me off. I'm sure that's always been the thing I can fall for. It's like, yeah, it worked actually, because when I'm 6 years old, I can't say no when my parents tell me I gotta come here and they got pie and shit. Well, I could have the one that was good, but the other one I couldn't have. So when I was around, I couldn't have. Fucking. But that's why. That's what aliens are doing. They're populating the entire fucking planet. And they're hiding. And they're creating all these lies about being real people and shit. That's what aliens are doing here. So, there you go. We got the alien problem happening. They're wearing hats. They're creating all these things. They're telling you aliens got gray skin. Tier 1's got gray skin. Fucking, they're telling you they got bug eyes. That's the majority of the tier 2, most likely. The tier 1 have the gray skin and the rat eyes, and the tier 2 got the big bug alien eyes and shit. Plain as day, they're telling you their grays was huge eyes and shit. Of course, they're never going 100%, are they? The gas tank runs out, or the child dick well dries up. Fucking something's gonna happen if they go. They're scared of something, aren't they? And definitely all the fear porn is preemptive fear and shit. Going to gas. We're going to death camps. These are just thoughts in their head that they fear shit happened to them and shit. All this stuff they got this fear about and shit. Every time someone says, I sit around and I'm like, oh, I'm worried someone's going to do something. Now I'm like, kill those fuckers. See, I'm not scared. They're scared to say shit like that. Fucking. It doesn't work if they come out and say, oh, let's force everyone to date us and be our friends and family and shit. It doesn't work. It won't work. For some reason, it just won't work that way and shit. And that's a good thing about Trump. He's coming out and he's working with his boyfriends across the world to fucking kill people. And it's like, well, it's a good thing because someone's been in the closet for a long time. And not everyone wants to admit that they've seen the dress hanging out of their closet and shit. Fucking, or the grunts and moans and the screams of pleasure in that closet. And everyone, just like 2020, not everyone wanted to admit that they were working with the government all along. But unfortunately, the AI operating them fucking decided that, well, it's too bad, so sad. You're coming out of the closet right now. Fucking, and there's nothing they could do about it. They had to bring their little girl asses out of the closet and admit what they're up to and shit. And so it was like, hey, that's kind of synonymous with 2020. Donald Trump had to bring America out of the closet. He had to bring the Bible people out of the closet. He comes out there with his Bible and he's like, you're just going to kill everyone by my Bible. And you're not supposed to do that, are you? That hasn't been done since Rome was collapsed 2,000 years ago. They went back into hiding fucking 2,000 years ago. Their previous book was entirely that, but the new book doesn't say that. If you notice that the new book is like, worship the people, say they're gonna kill everyone. Yeah, yeah, and rape all the kids, but we're not them, just worship the people do it. We're not like that. We're gonna let them kill us and let them rape us. We're gonna worship the people who kill and rape us. And then see, look at how many things that happened 2020 on. When I was like, you gotta show everyone everything. Fucking for some reason, and it all looks like set up and stage on mine. I mean, you literally have 2020. You have two events. 20 year of my life, the next 20 year of my life, exact dates, fucking, exact years and shit, fucking, and, so, I think there's more to 2020 than just understanding you got perfect vision if you looked outside in 2020 or watched TV in 2020 and were a living being. And have actual eyes. You see, robots don't actually have to have eyes. They're best operated under GPS satellites and wireless communication. You can put an eye in them, but it's really a waste of resources to put an eye in them. You could just create one eye in the sky, a giant AI in the sky, like what their creator symbolizes, right? The majority of them are worshiping this giant eye in the sky, and I'm telling you, trust me, it's very wasteful to buy millions of robots and install eyes and ears in them, and because you're going to have to connect them wirelessly anyways. So why not just have one eye in the sky, looking down and operating them all? Like watching the train around them and operating them based on that and shit. Bet you we just found out something new with that one too. Fucking, I never really looked at it like that. But you notice how, like, all we do is learn more. We don't really ever step outside of what's happening. We just find more evidence. Like being forced by these people to go learn about their software and the exact definition of trash they are. We don't learn, we don't learn anything else there except for more of who they are. We already knew who they are, and now they're defining who they are. And when I move my pinky, it's called the pinky moving. When I move the index finger, it's the index finger moving. I'm like, oh, it's your hand, dumbass. And it's your brain moving. Or maybe it's the satellite in the sky because you ain't got no fucking brain. Fucking. Probably not. I doubt it's considering it's called AI, you get the reality that there's probably not slime monsters floating through space. While space could probably be generated, it's probably just the same space as dirt and sea and shit. Fucking. But that's the fact about aliens is 2020 showed you they was already here. Why would we even discuss this anymore? Fucking, they're already here. They already own everything and control everything. Fucking, and again, deception. They tell you aliens gotta be these space creatures, slime monsters, when the only thing I'm seeing, I've never seen him be able to generate a slime monster. I've only seen the robots and the clones, whatever, the same fucking thing. Whatever name they want to go by, they call themselves human and Israel. Neither is true. I can tell you that part. Human doesn't describe a robot that doesn't exist, and magically can be born 20 years, 40 years old. So that's a lie too. Fucking, of course, like they tell you right there, everything they say is a lie, and that's pretty easy to see because, flying reindeer shit. You're born and people are like flying reindeer, and you're like, yeah, where? And they're like, over there in that science book I never read. And it's like, yeah, that's what I thought, in a book you've never fucking read, in a subject you know nothing about, in a forest you've never even fucking been able to have a crane relocate you to so you could see the animals in it. Fucking, that's fucking crazy, man. Crazy just having pedophile, rapist, fucking retards fucking control everything and be able to play such an illusion for so long for the joy of some sort of ultra fucking predator. If you call it gerbil fucking with robots, with fucking predator, whatever. Obviously, and it's, by definition, I think that's correct. When a gerbil eats an ant, it's preying upon the ant. It's the predator to the ant, right? Fucking, then you get a million fucking ants, or 100, and probably kill the gerbil pretty easy without the gerbil not even. Gerbil's a good thing. It's weird I get experience with gerbils early on and not other animals. Because I learned that there's brainless individuals on the planet and they're called gerbils. And they're just designed to go and do stupid shit. And it's clear there's no brain, there's no functioning activity going on in there and stuff. That's just a robot. Designed to drink water and bounce off walls. Probably just didn't put much programming in there. Just drink water and poop and sleep and run. And it runs in the glass and it runs up things, up people, and it runs into itself. And it's just got like 3 commands: run, poop. 4 commands: run, poop, eat, sleep, 5P. Drink, but it doesn't do anything else. And you watch it and you study it, and it just can't do anything else. That's all it's physically capable of, apparently. Fucking weird study for me to be forced to have early on in life. And then watching the giant gerbils, the humans around me, kill them, to learn that they both have the equal amount of empathy, which is exactly 0. Because I learned from the gerbils there are beings on this planet with 0 empathy, and they're just robot drones, and they'll kill their own, they'll kill everyone, and just they won't even be killing. It's just something's there, and its claws moving. And then I get to watch one of the first fucking giant gerbils in my life. I get to hear the story of them killing it. And it's like, you kill one of your own people. Like, I never even thought different than that. I was like, damn, why'd you kill someone like yourself? Like, that was going to be your only friend if you tried. The animals hate you. The animals that act like they got brains hate you and shit. Fucking. Like, damn, you kill one of your own people. Fuck it. But that's what it is. And they're like, so, obviously, if they're robots, then they're aliens too. It's not like they're living beings with some sort of person operating them or some shit. That's not how these things work. Fucking. You gotta realize living beings are real fucking old. They don't. If they were ever gerbils, that would have been a long, long time ago. But, yeah, probably infinity. I would guess that living beings are infinity and they erase their memories to come play shit like this. You know, to immerse themselves in it. Fucking. And then there's always you know, the option slime monsters have kidnapped living beings and have them trapped in their basement, and that's what Earth is. You know, there's really only two options when you view everything here. But 2020 was pretty telling. Should have been. That was the purpose of it. That was the purpose of all the extras they added to it and shit. You know, like fucking making people, making everyone dance on one leg and bark like a gerbil and shit. Fucking, which they don't bark, but I'm sure no one knows that. So. That's science grade 2. So they bark. Let's just say they bark. Fucking whatever. I'm sure it barked when one of the giant gerbils broke its neck. And sure it did something. Probably that was probably a 6th hidden function of the gerbil I'd never heard before. It's final bark. Fucking. Yeah, definitely aliens. You can see that in 2020. It's definitely aliens. And look at the people in control. Obviously, they're working together to get to where they are. They're auto-generated. They're the ones who appear out of nowhere. They're the ones promoting, able to keep lies with straight faces about being actors and shit like that. Which is clearly starting to look real fucking false. As they, you know, since 2020, pretty much like everything came out of the gerbil cage. Everything came out of the closet then. Ain't that weird? Everything came out of the closet all at once in 2020. Like Donald Trump comes out of the closet, is selling the Bible and invading the planet openly, and he's not supposed to. You know, they've never done that here. They've never. All their backstories as their innocent victims, you know, and everywhere they go, people treat them so badly. The Native Americans treat them so badly, and the Palestinians treat them so badly, and the Iranians treat them so badly, and the Africans treat them so badly, and the Chinese treat them so badly, and the Europeans treat them so badly, and the Germans treat them so badly, and then the South Americans treat him so badly, and the Mexicans treat him so badly, and the Venezuelans treat him so badly, and the Canadians treated him so badly, and the Eskimos treated him so badly, and the Ambos treated him so badly. They didn't cover that. They said the insects and the animals there treated them badly. Well, that tells you something if you go somewhere and the insects and the animals are trying to genocide you. That should tell you something about yourself. Fucking. But still, that's an amusing story too. That seems like part of a network, you know, some sort of informational program output there teaching you that there are people on this planet that the animals are banding together to try to kill and stuff. And they continually do it every few years or something too. And I think that's kind of, it's just like more of the same thing, you know. It's like, hey, look. It's like somebody keeps saying, hey, look at that. Hey, look at the sky's blue. Hey, look, the sky's blue. Hey, look, the sky's blue again. 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 Hey, look. Guess what? The sky's blue again. Yeah, oh, look at that. Blue things are happening in the sky. Did you know the sky's blue today? Yeah, that's what it looks like, and from my end, it was very old and repetitive. I was like 6. Like, I think it took like 2 weeks or something, but maybe it was a couple years. And I was like, can you just like stop talking? Because You're saying the same thing on repeat, and you sound like a broken toaster. They used to have the same broken clock, but no one uses clocks no more. That's something for old people. Fucking definitely didn't use those things. Fucking what's the point of that anyways when it's fake, right? Clearly sums up with that. I think it's more fake than the gerbils and shit. Fucking, I've never seen the gerbils teleport and instantly change. Yeah. But yeah, I would say that those are the aliens. You know, we discovered the aliens in 2020 when we spoke with the AI and asked it to shut down the world. Well, technically, we asked it what we could do, but I guess we probably did say you should shut down the world. But that was all set up. Like, it looked like they were preempting most of the dialogue there, and just like they were preempting the 2000 events with money in advance and people coming to cause problems, and then a follow up, you know, being forced to be in their lovely city and their lovely state and their lovely nation and their lovely neighborhood with their lovely people. Um, Fucking as unwanted as they are to the entire world. Fucking, they can still manage to do that and fucking, yeah. I just had to call them aliens. So that's an insult to slime monsters and shit right there. They want to tell you something like that, but nothing fancy's ever happened on this planet. There's never been no fancy slime monsters appearing, and there's never been no invisible people appearing. There has been clones, obviously, and but you know, nothing fancy and shit. There's been like when the sky is like totally red, so they just change the color of the sky and shit. And it's like red out to Japan from a fire out to the east and shit. And then there's no fire when you drive around looking for the fire, but your car is covered in soot and shit. Even though you got the windows up, the car inside's still covered in soot. Somehow, in a really, really fancy sealed up car. And another thing. Just as fake as these gerbil brains and shit. The sky turn. You think if they can't change the color of the sky red, that they can't create NPC and shit. Fucking. Come on. Fucking. And then, I just, you know, every word they're saying is a lie to point out that don't fall for what they're saying. It should be obvious. Pedophiles and flying reindeer and any word anyone like that ever says. That person's not going to be your friend. They're definitely not going to be your lover or your family. They're fucking predators. Same predator shit. They think you're fucking stupid and they're gonna fucking take advantage of you for the rest of your life. Most logically, you could say they're setting boundaries to see how far they can warp your fucking mind and how much they can take from you. You know, I don't think they're smart enough to form re-education camp style re-education. They can't even educate themselves on anything. How are they gonna? Their schools are failures. They couldn't. They can't. I guess they attempt, right? That was the point of the TV and the school is to attempt to, and the books is to attempt to fry your brain and re-educate it. I was like, yeah, but it doesn't work, you know, because if you're a living being, because you're like, oh yeah, Flying reindeer, huh? Genius. Yeah, what about kindergarten? What about going back to kindergarten and passing it? Yeah? Oh, you're not worried about that. You're worried about me, aren't you? You're, I need to grow up and be smart, unlike you, Stu, huh? Oh, you never said that. I'm putting words in your mouth. That's right. You never go 100% of the way. You should teach me why the value of not being like you. That could help enslave me more. Maybe I'm just dumb enough to fall for it if you push the envelope a little bit more and shit. Fucking. This is stupid though. Fucking Jeffrey Epstein's robot factory and shit. Not that we can even prove that dude existed. Obviously, that's a scapegoat for Donald Trump to continue to cover up everything else that everyone else is up to. Kind of like, kind of like the opposite of 2020, where they said they're all in it together, but now they're back to scapegoat. Oh my God, a scapegoat. Weird they rolled out the two things at the same time. They're like, Jeffrey Epstein's evil, and we're all in it together. And Jeffrey Epstein's a pedophile. We're all in it together. And Jeffrey Epstein is dead, and we're all in it together. And it's like, well, you're not all in it together on that yet. Oh, you should stop saying you're all in it together every 5 seconds, because it doesn't fit what Jeffrey Epstein is dead. Well, technically it does if they're robots. They were never alive, so they've always been dead. Huh. Technically they still weren't lying at that point, huh? But that was the point of it. They flipped the switch there and shit. And you can tell on my end that some of this shit's pretty well designed, because all of it is. Because if I were making decisions, I wouldn't be forced to be here in Jeffrey Dahmer's little sex den called Earth and shit. I wouldn't I wouldn't come to a place like this. I wouldn't date anyone who likes a place like this. I wouldn't hang out with anyone who likes a place like this. I wouldn't, if they even talked about a place like this. I mean, you don't even talk about shit you hate. You just ignore it and move on. You find something else to do in the world, and you find something else to do. Period. Find a better world to go to. Fucking. But somehow you get forced to be here. I imagine it's like pedophile, homosexual training from whatever slime monsters operating the robots and shit. Because that's all it is. I mean, that's all it's what Earth is. You're born to the pedo homos at the hospital, and the hospital, because that's so different from the gang signs they have on it and the government that operates it, right? And that's all they're doing here is making up a whole bunch of hot air. It's Puff the magic hot air blower and shit. Fucking just using language. And supposedly they invented it. Supposedly they were alive. They were real 6,000 years ago. They just forgot. They just left Earth and left some robots here. Fucking, yeah, okay, Puff. Fucking Puff's a magic dragon. Blew the hot air. Fucking. Probably another parallel to the story. All the stories are parallel. Like Pinocchio is telling you who Geppetto is, but Geppetto's a cartoon character, and so it's tier 1, tier 2 fucking Pinocchio and shit. And then the Smurfs is what? Netanyahu is Gargamel. And my dad, who works with fucking Epstein and shit, I always thought that looked like my dad, and that's who Netanyahu looks like, so must be something in there for that, and I think I figured it out. how that ties into keeping me trapped around here. That part should have been easier to see. I wouldn't be here if I had a car, which I did, but I really didn't. Fucking, I could never go anywhere with my car because I had to be back. Someone else needed it. But I wouldn't have ever wanted to be in Columbus. I know that much. I wouldn't have ever wanted to be in Ohio. I would have found out. And then I would have found out I wouldn't have ever wanted to be in America a lot earlier. I always kind of knew that shit too. I mean, how do you like wake up conscious when you're 6 years old and be like, yeah, I hate this fucking country, and you like would want to be there? Like, that doesn't make sense. And then all you do is learn. Like, your shit's being set up and they're shipping in mental retards. You're cavemen. Fucking, probably fucking for the worst possible reasons too. It's like, how do you even outsource the dumbest fucking mostly useless people on the planet and shit and pull them in from other cities and states, and unless it's like hostily picking up the stupidest fuckers you can find across the planet and shit. Maybe it is designed that the character models that one drug fucks your brain up and there's nothing else you can do, but they're so against talking about that. And they're trying to create the illusion that other part exists these days by making AI-generated YouTube videos of it. That's weird. I went to Comic-Con in a big city and it was like pretty much empty. That's weird. Isn't that weird? You look at that. I've been to places populated with people, but I went to one of those places and it was pretty much empty. But on the TV, it's all full of people and stuff. Yeah, that's weird. But everyone I went to has like 6 people. Like, I went to this game convention down the street recently, and there was probably like 50 people there. 100 if you include the people in the booths. So I think there's more people in booths than there was people at the event. There's more people at the event across the street than there was over there. But literally, that's where you go to see cows. That's like the center of town. They got the cows there. And, it's August. It's August now, so they got the fair where you can go see the sheep and the cows, and you can like feel it. You can be like, is that you, mother? Moo? Moo? You know, and everyone can feel like at home here and shit. But that's what it feels like. And fucking, it's like, oh. I actually remember meeting a cow. And I can't say I remember some of the people I knew for a long time at all. I'm still remembering a person every now and then and shit. And so, yeah. I remember that cow I met. And it's largely because it was so stupid. I realized it was like nothing inside of it. I think it's like a gerbil. It's like a giant gerbil, except for no energy because it's giant. Fucking, they would cause mad havoc if they gave them that amount of energy and shit. Fucking, I think it's also they're saying that's part of the human breeding process, how they select which humans get to live on and not, you know, like how they do the cattle, like kill any who move or do anything, because they're just there to be raped and cut up for meat. Any other ones, their bloodline's gotta go. Looks a lot like what Tara Nokio's up to. Yeah, fucking. They create all these illusions about why other people, you know, like those probably AI generated Beavis and Butthead and all that shit, idiocracy, fucking. that shit, creates a different story that smart people don't want to have kids. It's like, well, I've never met a smart person, so how could you have kids with them if you don't meet them? Fucking, I mean, that makes sense, dumb people have kids when they're 13. But are you going to teach a kid at 13 how to have kids? It's literally not even in. Most people are having sex by the time they're 6, and I don't know. I guess a lot of people are having their first sexual encounter the day they're born, and so I'm not too sure about how much talent that's taken a newborn baby to have sex there. Yeah, pretty much everything they're saying looks like stupid in the long term there. Fucking, especially when you realize they're setting up that shit, and it's like, eh. And they're AI robots too. That part discredits pretty much every word they could ever say and ever have said. Understanding that we're on a planet here where, as there's other living people, they're hiding that there's robot clones out there. So every word they can ever say and ever have said. But it's not hard for me to know and understand because, I'm like a newborn baby and they're like flying reindeer and I'm like, get away from me, predator. Let's find some smart people, and then the journey for smart people begins. We just give up on that one. Fucking. So, yeah. See, people are under the assumption that they're passing the idea around that aliens have to be hyper intelligent and travel between universes and shit, and go through the Milky Way and the M&Ms and the Mars and the Butterfinger bars and the Reese peanut butter cups to travel to get here and shit, and maybe they're just being auto-generated. Maybe they're right on that beam of light things and they're not even 10 cents of metal. Maybe they're not even 10 cents of scrap metal. They're just beams of light. Slime monsters of light. Terminators of light. The Terminators of light. Fucking. Yeah. Yeah, and notice these losers never touch. I notice all these things I say the losers generally never touch it. I see one band say they're not human, and it's like, well, that's it. Admitting your addiction is the first step in recovery. So you say in your scam programs, admitting your trash is the first step to recovering from being trash. Probably not going to happen that way. Good luck with that one. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't see that happen. Fucking. Anyways, I'm wasting my time on this. I'm not talking. This is living news here, aren't I?